So I busted out my 60-year-old view light projector, and I take an image and project that image onto a piece of cardboard that I attach to the back of my garage door. Spent a couple minutes tracing out that image with a pencil, and here's what that image ends up looking like on the cardboard. Take a razor knife and cut the template apart. This will be used as the base layer for the sign. The sign is going to be about 48 by 48, and I'm tracing it onto a piece of 1-inch high density urethane foam. The sign foam is from Plant Sign Company, and it's specifically made for the sign industry. So I take my reciprocating saw and cut out that base layer, and then take the rest of the template and cut it apart for the rest of the pieces that I need to stack the sign, give it some dimension. So this sign will be 6 layers, alternating the HDU and this aluminum sheeting. I'm using 14 gauge aluminum here, cutting out the background layer for the actual lettering. Using a reciprocating saw, since it doesn't fit into my bandsaw, hit it real quick, kind of give it a brushed look with a palm sander, and just give it a quick test fit, make sure everything's gonna work out with the reveals. Take the next layer, cut the template apart to get the background foam section for the actual CBoys lettering, and it's not much here, just a little bit of a trim piece, and fit that onto a 1/2-inch piece of this HDU sign foam. So in my shop, I'm doing everything by hand. I don't have any computer aided machinery. You'll see here I'm still using a reciprocating saw to cut a lot of this big material out. Most of the stuff doesn't fit through my bandsaw, so that's going to be the background foam layer for the actual letters. You'll see here that I'm actually cutting the letters out individually from that template for the next layer. Then I'll take these individual letters and cut them out with that same 14 gauge aluminum sheet. Now that these pieces are starting to get a little smaller, I'm able to start using my bandsaw here to cut out the actual individual letters. This bandsaw just got a regular metal cutting blade on it. It's actually used for wood, and found out pretty quickly that it cuts this aluminum fairly easy. So I use this palm sander with a 120 grit sandpaper on it, just to give these letters a brushed aluminum look. It also helps remove a lot of the fine scratches. So here I'm tracing the helmet from the template, cutting it out with a bandsaw. So the next step would be to cut out all the chain links for the border of this sign. There ended up being like 30 of these chain links that I had to cut out because it was a triple stack design, just to give the chain a little bit of dimension with a black outline. Took a little while. As soon as I got done cutting all the chain links out, I did the same brushed aluminum look with my palm sander to them, and then took them right to the paint table. So laying everything out, end up painting all these just a nice matte black. I got this special trim paint that I get from the automotive store. Had to do a little bit of sanding on the background layer, and decided to actually use a turbo can to cover the background. Kind of wish I didn't use the turbo can because it left it kind of streaky, but most of this sign was going to get covered up with all the other parts and pieces. So then I'll go through and test fit everything and make sure that all the parts and pieces fit properly onto that background with good even reveals. I actually ended up using a interior exterior Gorilla Glue construction adhesive to glue this whole entire sign together. This gluing process actually took quite a while, and just didn't want to bore everyone with all the details, but ultimately you'll see here what this sign ended up looking like. I actually had to ship this sign from Arizona to Minnesota. That was part of the reason why I decided to make it out of foam and aluminum, just to try to cut down on some of the shipping weight. I actually caught a flight from Phoenix to Minnesota to meet up with the CBoys and install this sign in person. If you enjoyed watching how this sign was built, please like and subscribe. Just an old guy working out of his garage trying to build cool shit.